out. Won all the counties in Oklahoma, and Harris won all the counties in Massachusetts. And when you compare these states side by side, you really start to wonder why people aren't voting for Democrats. The all-Trump state of Oklahoma is 44th in education, 49th in healthcare, 44th in quality of life, and dead last 50th in test scores. And when you look at Massachusetts, they are first in education, second in healthcare, first in quality of life, and first in test scores. Kind of hard to argue for Oklahoma here. And it's not just about who they voted for in the election. This is a Republican-run state, and these are the results of that Republican leadership. And this is a state run by Democrats, and those are the results of a state run by Democrats. And if you look at other red states, you'll find the same exact low-quality outcomes you see here. And if you look at other substantially blue states like Massachusetts, you'll see similar outcomes to what you see there, because Democratic policies work and Republican policies don't. Because Republican policies go, I don't want to spend any money on anything, we're just going to hope it all works out. It doesn't. And Democratic places go, we need to spend money on basic infrastructure to support people. And what do you know? That works out. Won all.
MAGA voters keep voting against their own best interests. Guys, you saw the video. You saw the charts. Oklahoma, which every county in Oklahoma voted for Trump, they're almost in last place in healthcare, in education, in test scores, in quality of life. Meanwhile, Massachusetts, where all counties in Massachusetts voted for Kamala Harris, they're first, healthcare, education, quality of life, test scores. Do you know why that is? It's because Democrats actually care about the people. And Democratic voters know that by voting for Democrats, things are going to actually get better for people. Meanwhile, MAGA voters vote against their own best interests. They vote for the interest for the billionaires, for the billionaire class. That's whose interests they're voting for, because those are the interests that Republican policies actually support and help. GOP policies have always helped the billionaire class, not the working class, and MAGAs can't seem to understand that. Now, let's watch a video of the reasons why that is.
I live in rural Arkansas. And if you don't understand why people in rural Arkansas or rural America vote Republican, it's because of fear and jealousy. Jealousy that somebody has it better than they do, that they work their asses off, and most of them do. More education, because the education here is at the bottom of the tier. Maternal mortality, low. Education, low. Quality of living, low. Infrastructure, super low. There's no industry, there's no hope for these young kids in rural Arkansas to have a job. We had a chance to vote Chris Jones, an actual rocket scientist like myself who was educated and had a plan to bring jobs and infrastructure to Arkansas. But the people I talked to who in rural Arkansas will not vote for him because of his color of his skin. And they weren't nice when they described the color of his skin. So they voted for a sycophant, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, who is treating this like her personal money bank. There is no infrastructure here. The roads are shit. You can drive 2 hours. So my closest grocery store, besides Walmart, is 2 hours away. So if I go that 2 hours to go to that grocery store, the roads I have to take are barely have enough room for two people to pass each other. There is no cell phone coverage for over an hour and a half of that ride. And there's no hope to get those roads fixed anytime soon, because
Guys, the woman in the video, she said that voters could have elected a rocket scientist as the governor for Arkansas. And you know why they didn't elect him? Because the color of his skin, which was black. Yes, they didn't want a black governor. So they went with the white MAGA woman who's a Trump supporter. And now the state of Arkansas is going downhill fast and the economy is going downhill. So this is really the main reason why MAGA voters are voting for their own against their own best interests, because they care about their identity, which is their white identity first and foremost. They do not like others, and when I say others, I mean minorities, black people, brown people. They don't want to see them as equals. See, that's the thing. white MAGA voters, poor white MAGA voters, they always want to be on top. See, like they want to be higher, they want to feel better than minorities. They want to see themselves as higher in the hierarchy, because MAGA uses a hierarchy where they're at the top and everyone else is below them. And when it comes to policies which help everyone equally, which help whites, blacks, minorities equally, MAGAs don't want that, because that would mean they're now equal. That means white people are now equal to brown and black people, and they're all getting the same help. They do not want that. So they would rather suffer. They would rather not get any help. They would rather live in poverty, in misery, rather than see others live just as well as them. And you know what's funny? DEI. Remember DEI? It's supposed to, that was the thing MAGA was talking about, that only supposedly helped black people. No, you know who got the most help from DEI policies? That's right, white women, poor white women from MAGA. Those were the biggest recipients from DEI policies. And then after that came the black people. So now these MAGA white women are not getting the help from DEI policies. And why? Oh, because they didn't want black people to have the same help they did. So, I mean, what can I tell you? Guys, if you enjoy my work, please make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. We're a new channel that's still growing, and if you subscribe, you are my hero and you mean the world to me.
Insecurity crisis is growing as many South Florida families are finding it more and more difficult to put food on the table with higher grocery prices. Now the organizations that help people in need are finding they need help themselves. CBS News Miami's Ted Scouten joins us live from the Feeding South Florida warehouse. That's in Pembroke Park. And Ted, what's causing this?
Well, Elliot, Feeding South Florida tells us that about 1 million people in South Florida, so from Palm Beach down to the Keys, have no idea where their next meal is coming from. But when you look at the shelves here in the warehouse, it may be a little bit misleading. It looks like there's plenty of food to go around, but actually in some key areas, donations are way down. We visited a food pantry in Key West. More people are joining the line for food at the SOS Food Pantry in Key West. Folks needing help putting food on the table. Had you ever needed food assistance before?
No.
So this is the first time you've needed food assistance?
Mm-hmm.
So guys, the woman in the video, she's getting on welfare for the first time, and she's most likely a Trump supporter. So think about this for a second. Why are these Trump supporters okay with getting these handouts? Why is it okay for them to have socialism? That's right, because they want it for themselves. And when it's for themselves, they see themselves as special. They do not see themselves as welfare queens. Now, if you look at the class of people who's getting the most welfare, SNAP benefits, food stamps in the US, it's actually poor rural whites. They're getting the most. It's not black people, okay? Poor rural whites are the ones who are getting the most handouts, but they don't want to admit it because they feel they're special. They feel they're excluded. That's why when poor rural whites have abortions, they see it as okay, because they see themselves as not bound by the rule of law. So they're okay, and they make themselves out as the exception. But when everyone else, I mean black and brown people, when they do it, no, that's not okay. That's not okay. So what can I say?
Lo and behold, what did Sarah do as of July of 2025? She has loaned and bought $55 million worth of Israeli bonds. So she's loaned Israel $55 million with a catch to give them 100 more million by the end of the year. When her people are fucking starving, they have no medical care. Hell, most teenage girls here are living at home pregnant with their moms. And they're living at home with their moms and their boyfriends. Because that's how rural America lives. There's nothing for these kids to look forward to. So why would they ever vote Republican? Because that's what they're told to do. $150 million would go a long way to feed, get medical attention, and up our so that our children here in Arkansas don't die in infancy and the mothers don't die in childbirth. And that is rural America. Lo and behold,
the MAGA governor of Arkansas is sending money to Israel. You saw what the woman in the video said. The governor has bought 50 million worth of Israeli bonds, and she's planning to buy 100 million more. So that's a total of 150 million more bonds, Israeli bonds. So why isn't this money going to America? Remember, America first. Trump said America first. He said, why are we paying for wars? Why are we financing foreign wars? The war in Ukraine, the war in Israel. Why are we financing those wars? That's what Trump said. And now Trump's MAGA governors are doing just that. They're sending the money abroad. Trump said, let's think of America first. Let's spend this money back at home. Let's think of our own. Let's not think about foreign people. That's what Trump said. But these MAGA governors, they're spending the money abroad. They're giving this money to foreign governors. They're not spending the money at home. But MAGA seems to be okay with it. So when a MAGA governor does it, or when Trump does it, it's okay. But when a Democrat does it, it's all like, oh, the Democrats betraying us. The Democrats is caring more about countries. They're putting America last. But when MAGA does it, they're like, who cares? I mean, it's whatever. They're MAGA. So, guys, I want to hear from you. So in the comments, make sure to tell me, what is it gonna get? What does it need to happen for these MAGAs to realize that they're voting against their own best interest? Is that ever going to happen? Please let me know in the comments. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell. We're still a small channel that's growing, and we need all the support we can get. And if you subscribe, you are my hero, and you mean the world to me and more. Thank you for watching, and I respect you very much.